Bengal Minister Partha has in fact now reached the CBI office, whose visuals on your screens, and this is in connection to the SSC recruitment irregularities. Remember, the court had rejected his petition on the grounds of procedural flaw in appeal. So you've got the minister now reaching the CBI office. My colleague and our senior editor Shaugato is now back with us on the broadcast. Shaugato, this is what we were discussing. Because the court had rejected the petition, if the minister could not get a stay, he would have to appear before the CBI, which exactly is what is happening. What does this mean for the minister himself?
Well, of course, Partha Chatterjee will now have to face some very tough questions from the CBI. Because the Calcutta High Court had been very, very clear on this. In fact, just a short time back, while making certain observations, the single bench of Justice Obiji Gangopadhyay has said that this is an admitted case of corruption, and those who are part or involved in this corruption would be dragged by the CBI and justice be meted out to those who have been deprived of their rightful positions in the recruitment, and that is what is being played out in front of our on our screens before our viewers right now. Partha Chatterjee, the former education minister, the current the current industries minister of the state, a very senior Trinamool Congress leader, is now meeting CBI officials in connection with not just one but back-to-back cases of SSC recruitment irregularities. And the reason why Partha Chatterjee's presence is vital to this case is because it is he who was responsible during his tenure as a minister for setting up that school service commission recruitment monitoring committee, and 4 out of 5 members of that committee are state government appointees. And obviously, those appointees have come directly from the office of the education minister. Yeah. And all 4 of them, in fact, all 5 of the members of that committee are now directly under the CBI scanner, as instructed, as directed by the court. Okay. And Partha Chatterjee will have to answer as to what led the minister to make those appointments at that committee, which has clearly failed to uphold its purpose.
Shaugato, I also want to understand, what does this mean as far as the TMC government is concerned? There is a lot of pressure that's mounting on them as well. We've seen a lot of protests break out all through the day as well. Why is Camp TMC still silent as far as an official response is concerned?
Well, the Trinamool Congress hasn't been very vocal about it, as you rightly pointed out, simply because of the fact that they have told it a matter which is currently under the jurisdiction of the Calcutta High Court. It's a sub judice matter, as a result of which any kind of comment on this would be inappropriate as far as the party is concerned. There is no formal communication from the government, but let me tell you that we are getting inputs. These are not confirmed developments as of now. We are getting inputs from very highly placed sources in the government that the government is going to make a very serious rejig within the School Service Commission shortly. There is a likelihood that the current the SSC chairman could be transferred out along with some senior officials in the commission, and the entire commission would now be monitored and run by IAS officers in their place. So that's the plan that the schools that the Bengal government has as of now. Although there is no formal communication to that effect at this point in time. It will be very assertive in that there is no formal communication on that so far. But that is what we are picking up from our sources in the government. So obviously, the government is also thinking proactively in terms of getting things right at the School Service Commission. The question is whether all of these moves are too late and too little in nature.
Exactly the question that I was getting to, is it too little, too late? But also, more importantly, I want to understand what the future course of action is going to be. We do know there was a 6 p.m. deadline. We saw Partha Chatterjee entering about 18 to 19 minutes before that deadline. Tough questions going to be posed by the CBI. What's going to follow from here on?
Well, you see, the CBI would first try to ascertain the nature of the irregularity and, of course, the kind of involvement. Who exactly were involved, under whose instructions these irregularities, if at all, they happened? How did they happen and what was the purpose? Whether it served a kind of political purpose for the ruling dispensation at this point in time are some of the questions that the CBI will try and find answers to. Of course, the biggest personality in terms of this particular irregularity, Partha Chatterjee, is already in the office of the CBI. So obviously, there are others who would be pulled up for questioning. The members of the monitoring committee of the SSC recruitment have also reported before the CBI. The convener of that committee has asked by the court to submit an affidavit before the court, ahead of 20th of July, 20th of this month, stating the kind of effect that he has, and the court will try and ascertain whether any kind of monetary transactions, monetary benefits, and assets which are not in line with his with the earnings of the convener of the committee. All of that will be looked into, and obviously after this, the court has also made it very clear in its order, no matter who is appearing before the CBI, be it the former education minister, be it any other senior officials. The idea is to have them to cooperate with the investigation, and the court has no uncertain terms said in its order that if any of these people are to be not cooperating with the court, the CBI should go ahead and take them into custody. So obviously, you can understand that if the CBI it has the go ahead from the court to go ahead and arrest any of these people they think should be taken into custody. So those are the likely developments that could happen from this point on. But obviously, it's a major embarrassment for the Motor Energy Administration.
Shogata, quickly, two things that I want to understand from you, considering the fact that there has been silence as far as the TMC is concerned because they feel the matter is still sub judice. Have we seen any other political reactions? And secondly, because we saw protests all through the day today, is there a possibility that we could see more protests in the days to come as well?
Well, you see, the opposition have been quick to jump into the frame, and they have, almost all opposition parties have lauded the Calcutta High Court's, order, stating that this was something that was absolutely necessary at this point in time to deliver justice to those people who have not been able, who have not secured a position through the SSC and who have been, who have moved court as a result of that grievance that they have. So obviously, yes, we can expect a lot of political turmoil over this in the days ahead.
Shogata, thanks a lot for getting us all those details. We'll, of course, keep tracking all these developments.